No decisions made in executive session. Now we have Nick with Fair Board.
Yes, sir. First off, guys, thank you for your service. Kind of been around, seen that, and seen things, and thank you for what you do, because it's not an easy job always. So I got the one to be elected today to come talk to you guys about the beer garden at the Cheyenne County Fair Saturday evening. So what they would like to do with your guys' vote is have a beer garden for 2 hours during the concert Saturday evening. Josh made a drawing, a diagram of, okay, we have the fair, the stands, the grandstands, and we got Jenkins Hall there. So we'd put a fence across there, fence this off somehow so that the people coming in that want to walk up the ramp, you know, make a walkway there so they wouldn't have to go through that little area. You could sit there and drink a beer, or you could go in the stands, and then we're going to have some people that they want to dance, can go out front, have the stage in the arena, and they're out front. And so Josh was saying this is all contained. If we fence that off, it'd all be contained. So it'd be just in that area from 6:30 to 8:30 Saturday evening. Of course, Cody left, so, but anyway, going to have the sheriffs there, you know, the whole time, so that they're there, so that they'd have an eye on everyone. Last year when we had the little thing up here at the band shell, we got event insurance with alcohol on it from Farm Bureau. They said they would do it again so that we would be covered. Have $1 million liability per occurrence, $2 million aggregate, just beer, nothing else.
From what I understand from our attorney and from Scott, is there is a way that we can allow it, but there's not time to do it. We have to file with the state, did you say?
Yeah,
we have to file with the state.
2 resolutions that the commissioners would have to do. I know it was easy with the city, but they already had everything in place.
Okay, because that's what Josh was saying, that he started the application, whatever, and that's that. He's like, could give that to you, Scott, as far as if you needed it or whatever.
That's not the hard. That's
the easy part.
Yeah, that's the easy part. It's getting everything to the state.
Yeah, we have to send it. From what I understand, we have to send it to the state, and the state sends it back with a yay or nay. But there's not time to send it to the state.
Okay, so I'm just saying, let's just say next year then. How much notice do you guys need ahead of time for next year?
Well, we're going to get a policy if this is something commissioners want to do. We'll
Right.
need to get a policy and procedure put in place and a licensing policy also. Mm-hmm. But I would say at least 2 months.
Yeah.
So
Personally, I think it's nice to have alcohol while you're having a concert. I know I'd like to have a beer there, but on the other point, I personally don't really care for it being, where they could come out drinking after they're drinking and come into the fairgrounds.
And I'm kind of the same way because we had the alcohol beer garden down here for the motorcycle rally, and it's turned out pretty good. So,
Right.
I'm not against it.
And would you say that it's under control? I mean, nobody's really getting dumb and drunk and that kind of issues that is a concern. Like you were saying, don't need a concern. That's the last thing I want to see happen.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times if you don't have something like that, people are going to sneak it in anyway. And that is when there's a bigger problem. So,
Yeah.
What's your view?
So the state has to prove this because again, I'm going to take this back to them, because it's on county property.
Right, and we've never done this before, so. I've been told in the past from K-Camper Insurance that we could not do it at all. I
Right.
called them this year, talked to them again, and she said, well, yeah, there's a way, but I don't think you have enough time because there's a bunch of hoops you have to jump through to do it, so.
I had never been in favor of it, and I never will be in favor of it. That's just my opinion. I'm scared we're gonna upset the amusement authority. I've heard wins anyway about that.
Mm-hmm.
And
And we haven't talked to
We gotta have
them.
it all. We have to have everything. We
Yeah.
have to have entertainment. We have to have the carnival.
Yep,
We have to have the 4-H.
yep.
I wish there was a way that you guys could get together with the amusement too. But
I'll tell you what, we had cleanup the other day, last Tuesday, right? Tuesday was cleanup, I
The
think.
place looks good.
But the amount of people from the community who's out there working on the rides was amazing. It looked like half the fair was filled. I mean, there must have been 100 vehicles out there. I was just like, this is what the county's supposed to be like.
They're really working on the rides
In
hard
that.
this year.
Ferris wheel was turning. I was, holy moly.
Well, Gordon Ross has put in hours and hours on that Ferris wheel.
Doesn't surprise me.
And he said that worked on the clutch and the brake. And then that old boy come in and looked it over and said, this is one good old Ferris wheel. Said he did a bunch of welding and things looked good.
Awesome.
And that guy said one of the problems they were having, the reason they were having trouble is they were running it too slow.
Oh, really?
Because it was moving the other night.
And he said, that guy says you want it to run 6 RPMs a minute. That's 6
That's
times
pretty
around
quick.
in 1 minute.
10
And
seconds.
it was running.
You're done.
It
In 1 minute ride.
was running under.
That's how you
3.
make money.
And then the motor
Bogging the motor.
wouldn't let the governor kick in.
Wow.
So Gordon said, it's trucking now. And that was the guy that inspects it. He's the one that made him speed
Wow.
it up.
So you guys need to what do I say,
Make a resolution.
make a resolution on this first.
Yeah.
And then before next year is what I'm thinking.
Right. They've got to make a resolution. And the way I understand it, we're still working through all of this. I mean, I'm trying to find out as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to send that into the state because it's alcohol and public property.
Right.
They send it
Yep.
back, then if you guys make application for it, then there's got to be another resolution done for that.
Right. Because like, I know like Waukene, they have a huge, I mean, they make a lot of money there. And whatever steps they've done to get it done, whatever that is, but
But,
yeah.
you know, the city's got permitting procedures that they have in place. They have policies in place
Right.
on what can be done, what can't. That's something also they need to have in place too.
do they have alcohol just for a concert or something, or do they have it?
They have like a full-time beer garden, the whole fair. I mean, they make a lot of money. I judged down there the other day and was talking with one of the ladies at the extension or whatever. She's like, I think Knights of Columbus do it. And I don't know, she said it's our main money maker for the whole enchilada. I was like, so I didn't dig into any more questions. I just know they do it there, and I don't know what if that's on county property. I would assume it would be, but I didn't dig into it. Is what it is. But but you guys need to pass a resolution first before we can come
2
forward for
resolutions
next
or
year.
more.
Pretty much. Yeah, that we need to do that with the state, the way I understand it.
So when you pass a resolution, you could let us know if you do or not. Then we can at least get our part going so that we're not in this position next year.
And we're sorry we didn't know. We didn't know about that. I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I talked to the same person I always did. I called her to have her to see if she'd call into the meeting and explain why we couldn't do it.
right.
And she says, "Well, there's a way to do it." And I'm like, "What?" I said, you've told me in the past we couldn't. She said, did you hear that from me? And I said, yes. She says, well, I'm sorry. So,
Thanks a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, because I sure don't want, I don't know, I can't speak on behalf of the board, but I don't want to, I just want to keep the fair at the fair. I hate
Yeah.
to move it. So, anyway.
I think we'll also have to check with the amusement authority, because their insurance, that's another place you'll need to check into, because I thought that their insurance wouldn't
I
allow
know
any
their
alcohol.
policy is to not run
But-
if there's beer garden, so.
So we need to
because
check
of
into
their
that.
insurance.
Would it be different since it's,
Non-rides.
yeah, and it's roped off area and all that, that's
I don't
separate?
I just found that out too. You're gonna need to check into that,
Gotcha.
so, sorry.
So, is that what we need to do? I mean, I don't know, well, I don't think we know the questions to ask on that, so. You guys just need to pass that resolution first, before we can do anything, right?
You might have a conversation with the amusement authority too,
If that can happen.
and
Well,
talk to them.
yeah, but I mean, you know, if they say no and we still want to pursue it, then I don't know where that gets us. I don't know.
Well, we have that answered then, after you talk to them, and then we'll figure out what can be
Yeah.
done.
Sounds good.
We're here to help.
You know, and I'm not
Or
sure
do
if
they
their
don't?
insurance wouldn't, they could probably do something extra on their insurance to allow it, but whether
Yeah.
or not they would want to.
And, because it would be just people that have been there walking through there without beer, alcohol after that, what it would be, of course, so. Yeah, I don't know how,
Well,
You
sorry,
proceed then.
but
well, that's what it is. Thanks,
thank
guys.
you, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Yep.
Had it been a little sooner, a month or two, this come up, we probably could have,
Yeah,
if the commissioners wanted to do it, we
Right.
probably could have worked something out.
absolutely. No problem. Thanks. See you guys later.
See ya.
This Allied, are they on the phone or what?
I don't.
They're not coming in.
Oh, they're not?
No, he called them, told them to come in next meeting. They think they can get our phone systems cheaper for us.
Maybe you could eliminate Eric still.
Well, it's aggravating that he's keeping Eric, and Eric's good, but he's a pain in his butt.
I'm gonna get a little coffee.
I'd like to see you run that excavator. I think you'd be a kid in a candy store. It's awesome power.
Hey, Tristan, how are you? Good.
Well, you on deck at the Thrasher Show today, are you?
What, is it?
Yeah.
At least so much an hour?
From,
didn't see
when
you
I leave
yesterday.
from here.
No, we own it.
I did, I saw it.
It's ugly. It's old.
Rocky, I didn't see Little yesterday.
You're talking weed grant one.
Well,
I got sunstroke out there a couple of years ago, and I can't stay out in the sun.
what we need to do.
Oh, you got
And
you
this
need
is
an
why I
indoor
thought-
job.
Get Brock out there with his mini.
You need to
Once
like
we
because
expose,
group had a
say 4 or
permit,
5
gonna
foot
build a new
of
church.
groundwater, and I talked
They
to
were
Ty
all
about
praying about
get
how
a pump
Lord
in there.
use their gift
That's
to
gonna
build.
be so much more economical. You can strain it.
Lord,
and
use
have
me in my
different grades of
advisory
aggregate.
capacity.
And
So you need to find
It'd be
indoor
good for you.
advisory capacity job, you see.
you're a lot closer to a lot of the natural gas wells than we are, so.
Because it's been hot out there.
It's supposed to be hot today again.
You know, there's no trees or anything out there to,
Well, we were in the sod house for a couple hours yesterday, so wasn't too bad. It's,
that's cool in there.
yeah, it's pretty
Looks at a
decent.
different picture.
So Dave is officially retired. Today was technically his last day, and he's taking vacation time, or?
I'm not real sure. Is today his last day?
I'm not real sure either.
Well, technically today's his last day, wasn't it?
I don't
I
think
thought- I
so.
thought August 1st is when
I
he
think he
retired.
was gonna stay on for a while and
Oh,
help
yeah,
Steve.
yeah.
That was my
I thought
understanding.
his official retirement date was August 1 or something.
It was until we got somebody hired, and then he's gonna help out, I think.
Can't believe we're losing Todd Grant.
What's the deal with this also? Allied
They're not coming in.
Businesses, What's that?
They're a company that you would contract them to provide all your phones and internet.
Oh, I see.
Hey, Steve.
Morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good, how you guys?
Good.
Yeah, I guess it's still morning.
Yeah, it's still morning. It may not feel like it, but it is.
Been a long morning.
Yes, it
Yeah. Well, we were an hour behind. We're only 20 now.
I know. Catching up. Everything going smoothly?
Yeah, it is. Good, for the most part. Always a few little hiccups every now and then, so. Okay. Well, do I go ahead and get started then?
Yes, sir.
All right. I guess the first thing I wanted to get to you guys was Todd Crine's letter of resignation. And I just have his copy that he gave to me this morning.
What was his capacity?
He was an equipment operator for us. He's been with us for 5 years, and I believe he told me several months ago he applied with the FedEx, and he was just recently offered the position with FedEx, and he accepted. And he is, I think, his last day of employment is on there.
So you'll be advertising it?
Yep,
what
and
he's
I was
coming in
going
to ask.
to touch on that here in a little bit. And he did have a request, and I don't know if it's possible, but he was requesting that if possible, his sick leave be donated, half to TJ and half to Nathan.
To DJ?
TJ,
TJ.
yeah, one of
Sorry.
our operators there. He's about out of sick leave, I believe, so. And I didn't know if that's anything
up to you guys.
possible, but he is just requesting that. And he has 74 and a half hours
Okay, I
total.
was just gonna ask that.
And again, they was just gonna split that between those two individuals.
37.25 apiece. Is that right? Yeah.
So it'll be 35 hours for each.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem. I want him to use it going up to be with his wife.
Yeah.
I don't want to be able to carry it over,
Yeah.
You use it immediately? or-
Well, not immediately, but
If he
you know what
needs
I'm
it.
saying?
I-
I
yeah, I
don't all of a sudden, let's say his
Can I
wife
see
comes
that?
home and he's got 35 hours of sick leave that he really didn't use.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that either.
August.
Do you
Okay.
understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, his last day is today, working, and then he's gonna be on uses annual leave,
Okay.
and that'll end on August 6th, I believe is the date.
Okay, I have a question, but
TJ,
it doesn't,
what's
it's irrelevant,
TJ's
no.
problem?
Okay.
What's his TJ?
No, no.
TJ?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
What's
His-
going on? Reason?
Can't get into it,
Okay,
but
gotcha.
it's-
Okay.
It's health, his
It's health.
wife's health.
Okay, all right. No,
Yeah.
Same
some
thing.
issues.
okay,
Kinda.
all right. Do we need a motion for that then?
Yeah,
Okay.
both the sick leave and the letter of resignation.
I may make a motion that we accept Todd Crine's letter of resignation.
Second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, that motion will carry.
You want me to? And I also make a motion that Todd's hours of 74.5 are split between TJ and Nathan at 37.25 apiece.
Second.
And first and second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. That motion will carry.
Okay. Next, I wanted to update the commissioners that we did interview for the mechanic position last week. One individual, and Dave and I both agreed that that was not going to work out. Not just very little, if any, experience, and it didn't look like someone that we were going to be able to use in that capacity. And we did contact the other individual. There was 2 applicants, and he had already taken a position with the city.
Okay.
At that time. And then along that same note there, we were hoping to re-advertise
Okay.
the position for the mechanic. And we're going to include the CDL requirement with that. The mechanic position.
Do you have to have a CDL for the mechanics?
Initially, my understanding is initially when it was advertised, it did require CDL and drug testing. And then there was little if any interest. And then I think when it ran again, the requirement was lifted to maybe expand the pool of applicants. And
The reason I'm asking is because anybody with a CDL license could get a lot more money than we offer.
correct. Yeah. And that's one of the drawbacks, yes.
But if they're working on a truck, they probably ought to have if they're moving it around
Yeah.
or driving it anywhere, they
Correct,
probably
and-
should have a license.
And I did check with Dave Fleming this morning. He reached out to me, we talked, and I brought that up to him if we were wanting to try it again without the CDL requirement, and he would prefer that we went with the CDL. And I can see both sides of it, I guess. We're not getting a lot of applicants, and you can expand the pool possibly by lifting that, but on the other hand, when you're doing that kind of work, it would probably be better if the
Right.
individual is able to drive semis with the flatbed lowboy and move equipment around.
Yeah. Like I say, my only thing is it seems like anybody with a CDL license can make more money than we offer.
I agree. Yeah.
It's the same thing though too,
With a
a
mechanic.
mechanic. If you're a good mechanic, you can probably make more money than what we pay.
Yeah. I just read the other day, Ellis County was advertising for a mechanic, and they finally just decided to eliminate the position and advertise for a road and bridge position. They couldn't get one either. So,
I'm afraid that's the climate we're in right now. Yeah.
Absolutely. We need a motion for re-advertise, don't we, or just,
just approval.
okay, you got my approval. Okay.
Mechanic and,
Well, right, and then I don't know if we want to, we'll probably put them out at the same time if we can, and then I would like to request that we advertise for an operator, equipment operator, 1, and there's, I believe, 2 of those positions that are available right now that could be filled, and if we could put out an advertisement for 2 of those, and those will not need to have the CDL with those. And Dave was telling me that there's a new ruling or law with that you can run the dozers, the loaders, the road graders, and not need the CDL.
But you can't run the gravel trucks.
Right, you won't be able to run those big trucks and trailers.
So we probably have enough of CDLs to take care of that right now anyway.
Right. I want to say everybody has a CDL that
yeah.
well, and I'm hopefully we'll have mine updated, have the transfer my Nebraska over to Kansas next week. That's my plan.
Okay.
Did we need a motion on the re-advertisement on those
No.
positions?
It just.
Or the
just
advertisement on those too? Okay, all right. Okay. And like the Final items, I've got our monthly reports for solid waste. And if you want these all at the same time, I could. Sure. And then also for the road and bridge. I think I got two up there, really. Okay. And then on the second page on that, I just handed it has just a list of the activities that we've done last month.
Pretty tough blading right now, isn't it?
Is that right?
Pretty tough blading right now.
Right, there's not a whole, a lot of it's just either touching up very carefully, because we're obviously pretty dry, and cutting weeds off the side, and I've made pretty good progress in the last week with the mowing, trying to get caught up on that. And of course, you know, the Hells Canyon Bridge was completed. I think that was July 14th. It was officially opened back up. Number of equipment items being repaired, both in shop and at other locations. And we just finished up cleaning a number of culverts south and west of St. Francis. The last one being at Road M and 7.8. We just got that cleaned out and tried to open it up. It was packed full.
Which road was that?
Road
M.
M and 7.8. By Kip's place, if that
Okay.
rings a bell.
Or Kip Pieces up this way.
Oh, out to the west. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a mile south of the Highway 36 west of town.
I guess I've never noticed it before. The highway distribution, July, is that like a 6-month deal? It's really not a monthly deal, is it?
Which one are we looking at now? Bottom here.
The 72,000?
To the Kansas Highway Distribution. That I'm not sure. I'd have to get back to you on that, Roger.
I don't,
I think it has to do with the Wheeler Road for some reason. I think when I was, is that,
I think that's probably money from the state, but I don't know.
well, when I was in first time, it said that we did something by basically maintaining the Wheeler Road, and the state gave us funds for doing that. I didn't know if that was it or
I
not.
don't think so. I think that was a one-time,
I think
Okay.
this is more like a gas tax.
yeah, it's not highway tax. I don't know.
Yeah, highway gas tax, but I don't ever remember seeing it. If it's a 6-month deal or a month, it's really not a monthly.
Sure, you wouldn't think. Yeah, that'd be nice.
We could ask them.
And where the states, some of the state fiscal years end in July, that might be a yearly thing. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I bet it's like we get a proportion of the gas tax, each county.
And it looks like one of our new road graders will be probably arriving this fall. I want to say March. I thought he said September or early October. Good. So, given the delay on a lot of things these days, it's good to hear.
Do you have any concerns?
Well, none that I'd want to bring up today. I've been in for 3 weeks, and Dave's been taking me around, and I'm seeing a lot. Taking a lot of. That's why I told him, I said I've taken more notes. This is the most I've been being in school.
It's college.
Yep, exactly. I'm filling up this little, and it's one of my kids' notebooks, and I've got it probably about a third full, I think, already. So we'll have plenty to do. Probably the only, and we've touched on it earlier, that's the pay level on the mechanic, but I don't, at this time, I'm not sure what we can do to And I,
We've addressed that, I don't know how many times. We just don't know what, I mean, you know, John Deere and Cat and all of them, they're driving up mechanics like as
Yeah.
fast as they can get them.
and Dave Fleming had told me that this was just a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the mechanic position and pay, he said that Foley's, they're having trouble
Yeah.
getting mechanics in, and I'm sure they pay fairly well, and even they're having troubles. That's why it's,
This
I'm not-
equipment's getting, this is my feeling, this equipment's getting so big and complicated.
Yeah.
So we don't have the special equipment tools that you gotta have to work on them.
Yep,
I mean, there's a lot of special tools
and the training probably.
and the training.
The tool to check it's using more than the machine.
Yeah.
Diagnostics.
And then the diagnostic part, there's so much computer stuff on it.
Yep.
I don't have any other questions, you guys?
Do you have any questions for us?
No, not at this
All right.
time.
Well, thank you.
Okay, have a good weekend.
Yeah, thanks, you too. Will you
Yeah,
give me your,
besides that.
will you give me your work cell phone number, please?
Yes, well, I'll have to get that to you, William. I don't have my
Yeah,
cell
we don't
phone
have
yet.
those yet. He's getting a phone, work phone, so
Oh, okay. so
Supposed
get
to
that
be.
we
one.
don't have them yet, but
Yeah,
So you know where to find me if I can help you
Yeah.
at all. Okay, good.
Got it. Yeah, up on the goodies.
Don't call me because I'm not any good at help.
you don't ever answer your phone anyway.
Oh, if I don't answer, it's because my phone only rings. It rang this morning, but it never rings.
I'll tell you what, when I'm at the farm, I don't have phone service. It's terrible out there.
Who are you with?
What's
Who's
that?
your provider with your cell phone?
I have no idea. Whatever my kids have. I really don't. I Amber take care of that for me.
Well, if there's no other business,
I make a motion that we adjourn.
first and second, all in favor?
Good luck.
Motion carries, goodbye.
Goodbye. Hey, have a good weekend, guys. Thanks, Steve. Yep. See ya. Oh, if I get the paper towel out of my fuel tank, I'll call you. Yeah, I didn't tell you I'm plugging.